Welcome to the Care Mina podcast, hosted by Trescon and Launch Foundry. I'm your host, Lauren Cohen, and today I'm joined by Dr. Muhammed Rehan Tayab, Sustainability Director at the NMDC Group. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you, Laura.
Dr. Tayab has over 25 years of experience in environmental stewardship, HSE, and ESG integration across oil, gas, and marine sectors. Apparently, you lead the NMDC's efforts to embed sustainability into corporate strategy, and you drive decarbonisation and protect marine environments. Could you start by telling us what sustainability really means for the NMDC Group beyond just the buzzword?
Now, we need to understand the relationship. What is sustainability? What is ESG? It is often mixed by people, and there is always confusion. Are these interchangeable, or there is a difference? So the first challenge is for me to derive this concept within NMDC that when we talk about ESG, which is environment and social governance pillars, these are mainly dictated by the impact of the outside world on the particular company. So this is the reflection of it. And then we have sustainability, how company operates and changes the surrounding of our area where we work. It's not only environment. Environment is very small part of ESG or sustainability. And key driving factors are the social pillar and the governance part. MDC, the biggest challenge we have is making sure all our operations, all our activities are in line with our sustainability strategy, our sustainability policy. Are we working towards UAE's vision for 2050, and there are milestones, what progress we need to achieve by 2030, 35, and 40, how the regulatory framework is evolving within UAE, especially in Abu Dhabi. So these are the challenges we are working with at NMDC Group.
Talking about progress in Abu Dhabi, you recently signed a landmark collaboration with the Environmental Agency. And what does this partnership aim to achieve?
All right, it is twofold. First is it's to support marine diversity. Nature of our operations is marine construction and dredging. There would be certain residual impact of our activities in the marine environment. We want to make sure that we address those residual impacts. And then second part is social part, where we need to collaborate with local institutions, government agencies. So this MOU, which we signed earlier, was to provide support to Environment Agency to monitor marine quality at various locations. NMDC is sponsoring that part.
Can you tell me what are some of the biggest challenges that you face in safeguarding marine life?
This is the nature of operations. We do two types of activities. One is marine construction itself, where we built in our petrol, oil, and gas infrastructures. Second is whilst we are working on channels, or we deploy dredging, and that bound to have a certain impact. So although all these activities and operations are subjected to strict regulatory permits, and those residual impacts, how to address those impacts remains a challenge. We are adopting various measures, such as installation of artificial reefs in the sea to support or sustain marine lives. We are developing certain infrastructure to avoid erosion, and we are sustaining and maintaining mud flats, and that is the critical component of marine ecosystem. So we are working from different angles to see that we can minimize any residual impact in the marine environment. It is always very challenging.
Decarbonisation is on everybody's agenda. How are you balancing operational demands with reducing your carbon footprint?
There has been significant discussion. Every forum you go, people talk about decarbonization. And now, decarbonization, developing a strategy, developing a plan, coming up with certain progress and numbers is one thing. But in reality, we need to look at actual nature of operations. For example, NMDC Group is working for different clients. So we have to support construction of facilities. If we have projects, we are working on multiple projects. Of course, we would be consuming more energy, so there would be CO2 emissions. If we have lesser projects, smaller number of projects, by default, emission will go down. We need to really balance it. What's the maximum decarbonization can be integrated within the operations? Saying that if somebody says within 15 years, we will have zero carbon from dredging operations, for example. I think that is too far-fetched. It's not going to happen. Yes, you would increase the efficiency of your operations. You would be looking at the type of fuel you are using. You would be maximizing your dredging or construction operations to the extent possible. Whatever is left over, what we call it residual impacts. So those are compensated through different offsetting schemes. For example, NMDC has planted over 35,000 mangroves as a part of these efforts in Saudi Arabia and in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
It is part of site restoration program, although site restoration typically comes under the scope of the client, but we have the expertise, we have implemented it on their behalf, and we would like to continue doing it. And we are exploring other opportunities for CO2 offsetting.
You've spoken about realistic sustainability goals. Do you have examples of how public-private collaboration has helped to accelerate sustainability?
Definitely. For example, our MOU with the Environment Agency is one of the examples where we are supporting government entities. Then we have multiple CSR projects developing or enhancing communities profile. And then we have partnerships with various educational institutions. It's more sort of that we have our own training programs where sometimes our students will go to different programs of universities to support their students.
Okay.
Sometimes we invite them to come and get a practical experience in the operations. So that partnership and collaboration is ongoing.
Renewable energy and circular economy principles are very, very important globally. How are you applying them within NMDC's operations?
Renewables are coming in big times. Now, when we look at developments, for example, in solars, it is amazing how much progress technology has improved over the last 5 years. Now, solar panels are cheaper, more flexible, durable, high efficiency. So these are increasingly used. Within NMDC, we are utilizing solar energy to provide power to our accommodation camps and some of the camps which are already on the grid, because the challenge comes in, you want to use solar or you want to stay on grid. If it is already on the grid, main supply, then there is less incentive to go for solar. When you have your facilities in remote areas, and then it's a big advantage instead of using power generator, diesel generator or other fuel generators, you use solar energy. So we have started using on some of the construction sites and also some of our offices, and we are using solars to run some of our boilers. So we have started getting into it.
I would imagine, though, with the cost of fuel here being so low, then that using a generator isn't as prohibitive as in some other countries in the world.
Definitely, but now the dimension is changing because generating solar energy is becoming very competitive with the grid.
Okay, and obviously, I mean, you have to weigh up the cost versus the
Correct.
the
Correct.
clean energy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, even if it is a little bit above the grid, but you get added value.
Yes.
So you are reducing your carbon footprint.
Yes.
So we are promoting renewables in all the operations wherever we can. What happened? We started gradually. We developed our sustainability policy. Everybody was on board. Then we have sustainability strategies. And then the regulatory requirements are coming up. So it's not an option. Eventually, you have to go in that direction. You can delay it, but you cannot avoid it. So if you do it now, it's better than end up doing it.
And looking ahead, finally, what's your vision for the NMDC and the marine sector in the next 5 to 10 years in terms of sustainability and ESG?
NMDC will definitely be a leader in sustainability as far as marine construction projects are concerned. And we are very advanced in the technology we are using for the construction, material we are using for the construction, our vessels which we are using. So we are far ahead than our competitors. And one of the driving factor is for the second year consecutively, we have been awarded MSCI ESG rating as AA, which is leaders category. So although nature of our operation might seems a little bit crude, but our operations are very sophisticated.
Well, it's certainly good to know that the marine environment is in good hands on this side of the planet. So carry on doing the good work. And thank you so much for making time to chat with us today.
Thank you very much, Karen.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.